Welcome to Seaway Whiskey Wire. Tonight on the bar, we've got the Lagavulin 11 Offerman Edition Caribbean Rum Cask finish. Stay tuned. Well, hey guys, thanks for coming back after the intro. I'm Tyler, and tonight on the bar, we've got the Lagavulin 11 Offerman Edition Caribbean Rum Cask finish. Coming in from the Lagavulin Distillery on the island of Isla, with a nice celebrity tie in there from Mr. Nick Offerman. This is an annual release, and I think it's the fourth one in the release. They've had their original release, the Guinness Cask finish release, then they've got a charred oak, and now onto the Caribbean Rum Cask finish there. But before we get into the specs in the bottle and all that stuff, if you got yourself some Offerman edition of any of the four releases, if you got yourself something from Lagavulin, you got yourself something from Isla, and you want to pour yourself a dram and drink along, please do so. I encourage it. It makes life a heck of a lot better for you guys on the other end, and I enjoy you guys drinking along with me. So I've already covered the history and lore of the Lagavulin Distillery back in my video on the Lagavulin 16, so if you're interested in hearing more about Lagavulin and its history, go check out that video if you haven't already. For this one here, I thought we'd kind of go through a little bit of history about Nick Offerman and his connection to Lagavulin Distillery, which led to the creation of this particular single malt. So for those of you who don't know who Nick Offerman is, Nick Offerman is an American actor, best known for his role as Ron Swanson on the TV show Parks and Recreation. And he's developed a reputation for his love of woodworking, whiskey, and all things outdoors. And his character shares the same interest, especially a strong affection for Lagavulin and the distillery. Offerman's real-life fondness for Lagavulin is no act, and his involvement with the brand began in 2014. When he shared a humorous Lagavulin promotional video where he simply sat in front of a fireplace for 45 minutes, sipping on a glass of Lagavulin in silence. The video is titled Lagavulin Yule-log. I've made reference to this a couple times. I can tell you it is excellent, and something that, you know, especially around the holidays, I try and put in the background of some get-togethers and stuff if Mrs. Seaway will let me. Following the success of the Yule-log video, Offerman collaborated more closely with Lagavulin, leading to the creation of the special edition whiskey in 2019, the Lagavulin Offerman edition, aged 11 years. And the partnership between Offerman and Lagavulin continues to flourish, with further releases and promotions to highlight the love of craftsmanship, quality, and authentic experience of enjoying fine whiskey. And again, this is the fourth release of this particular expression, and it's an annual release at this point. And through these collaborations, Nick Offerman has become an unofficial ambassador for Lagavulin, blending his public persona with the brand's identity, helping to introduce a unique flavor of Isla whiskey to the broader audience. And I think he has done a fantastic job. A lot of people, especially in the US and Canada, really enjoy the show Parks and Rec, and really enjoy, you know, Ron Swanson. You can go on the internet and just Google him there. You'll find memes and all sorts of stuff about him. And you know, I think that this particular expression here really kind of speaks volume to that. But let's kind of get into the overview of the Lagavulin 11 Offerman Edition Caribbean Rum Cask finish and kind of go through that. So what can I tell you about it? Well, obviously it's 11 years aged, and it's bourbon sherry finished in Caribbean rum casks, and it states right on the packaging that it was finished in the rum cask for 8 months. Does not state what kind of rum casks. We don't know any of that stuff. Again, it's a Diageo product, so they try and keep that fairly tight-lipped. Comes in at 46% ABV. I'm assuming there's chill filtration, and I'm assuming there's color added, as a lot of YouTubers and whiskey reviewers alike have stated. But I mean, I'm not getting too hung up on that. It's really what's in the bottle that counts. So let's get into the presentation on the Offerman edition here, because I think this is really where this shines here. And you know, Diageo is a monster when it comes to media and promotions, and I think they've done a fantastic job on this bottle here. You've got Mr. Offerman prominently displayed up front here. You got this nice nautical theme all around here. You've got the maps. You've got there's some seals, some ships. You've got like a Leviathan over here. You've got an octopus, and it's just very brilliantly crafted here. You got a nice picture on the back here of Nick Offerman having a dram in front of the Lagavulin distillery, and you get this blurb kind of story presenting the whiskey with tasting notes, aromas, and finishing notes, all kind of crafted and drafted and produced in the way that, you know, Ron Swanson, or, you know, I guess the real life Nick Offerman would want this read. But you know, very humorous write up on the back here. Doesn't tell you a whole lot about the liquid in the bottle, other than, you know, the 8 years or 8 months of maturation in the Caribbean rum cask, the 11-year age statement. But you know what? It's fun, and I can appreciate that. My favorite part is right up on top here, and I'm gonna go in kind of quick on this. You can see this on Instagram, but it's got this thing on the top here, you know, warning this will make you break out and purchase a boat. I thought that was brilliant. Let's go over and look at the bottle. The bottle is very good too, not just for the packaging piece here. I'm really in love with this little blue band at the top here, and the way it presents here with this nice nautical theme. Again, there's Nick Offerman behind the sailboat there at the with the steering wheel and everything, and it's just kind of got a couple little things here, you know, and my heart into the bargain, Nick Offerman. But yeah, very well done. I got a 5-star on the presentation for sure. It definitely is an eye catcher and something to look at. I know I found myself reading it and looking at it when I'm sitting here at the bar having a nice dram of it. So we'll get into the color and the pour here. I've already poured myself a glass, let it kind of aerate and acclimate here. So take off my Southern Ontario Sippers topper here and go in for a closer look on the Offerman edition here. So it's a dark straw color. Again, I'm very sure that this is chill filtered and color added, and it wouldn't strike me any other way. Again, it's Diageo. Most of the expressions from Lagavulin do have some coloring in them. I think the 8 and maybe, I'm not sure if the Distiller's Edition does, but the 16-year-old definitely does. But yeah, it's a nice dark straw color in there for sure. All right. Not to give it away, but I really enjoyed the nose on this Lagavulin 11 Offerman edition. So let's get on the nose and see what we can get out. So let's dive into it. Just very vibrant nose, very sweet nose, no rough edges at that 46%. You know, I wouldn't expect it at being a Lagavulin and having the chill filtration piece, but also, you know, at 46%, I'm happy. It's a little bit of a kick up from the 16-year-old at 43%. Right off the bat, I'm getting some nice icing sugar, some brown sugar, vanilla. You get that nice heap of sea brine in there. Some citrus notes on there too, some lemons, some oranges, some apples, like green Granny Smith apples, very fresh. Some honey on there as well. Soft peat, and I mean, this is probably, I'm thinking it's probably the same ppm level that you would see from like a Lagavulin 16-year-old, which is, you know, around 25 to 35 ppm, which, you know, I would classify as more of a medium peat. It's definitely a campfire peat, definitely reminiscent of the 16-year-old, but it's very soft, and it's not, you know, there's no iodine, no tar, no Band-Aid. It's just a nice campfire peat. Yeah, very nice nose. And I mean, the peat is kind of in the middle there, surrounding that sweetness of that honey, the vanilla, those sugars, and then you get the peat kind of intermingling with those fresh fruits and those citrus notes and the apple. Very nice. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to this. Let's go in and dive in and get a taste here and see what we can get out of the Lagavulin 11 Nick Offerman edition Caribbean Rum Cask finish. So, Slanja, to your health, and let's dive into it. So for those of you who haven't watched it, I did a video for the top whiskeys that I've been enjoying this summer. This is a whiskey that I've really been enjoying, almost, you know, too much. I'm already down, kind of halfway down Nick Offerman's face here. And it's just a very good dram. Easy sipping, very smooth, and just vibrant flavors in it. I'm getting vanilla, I'm getting honey. I've got that soft peat note, that campfire peat, you know, hardwood, ashy, very nice. Going for another sip. Yeah, vanilla, honey, soft peat. You get that brine, the saltiness. Makes your mouth water. You're getting the citrus. More oranges and lemons. Again, maybe some lime as well. Maybe a little bit of grapefruit in there. A little bit of mint on the back end. Maybe we mix with a little bit of like a black licorice and mint on the back end there. Get a little bit of pineapple, a little bit of grilled pineapple in there. Some black pepper. And a little bit of clove there too at the end. And the black pepper and the clove just kind of tie it up nice. Not very spicy, but just there to kind of give you that little bit of spice to kind of end off the journey. But very well rounded and very, very complex for a fairly, what I would call a medium finish. But with that being said, let's go into the finish, and we'll talk about this. So like I said, it's definitely a medium finish, but it has some nice complexity to it. It's a very sweet dram, very sweet, smooth and smoky. And again, I talk about in my video about the Lagavulin 16-year-old being like, the quintessential campfire side sipper. I would challenge that. I would challenge it to go against this one here. The Lagavulin 11 Offerman Edition Caribbean Rum Cask. This just screams summer to me. That rum cask, that's so sweet, that molasses, those brown sugars, just screams summertime to me. And this is one that I would put up against the 16-year-old for a summertime sipper. Is it going to beat out the 16-year-old, all the way through? I don't think so. I think this has got a place, and the place for this is summer, in my opinion. But I am curious. I'll probably, it's not going to be long for this world for me. I'm going to be knocking this one back and probably enjoying it until the fall. And if it makes it to the winter, I'll let you know what my thoughts are for it then. But for right now, it's a fantastic summertime sipper. And I didn't even go in for my last little sip, but I'm going to right now. But you know what? The celebrity tie-in, the money that went into the production of the media here, the promotional stuff, it all adds up. And really what we're looking for is where we sit with value. So let's dive into the value proposition on the Lagavulin 11 Offerman Edition Caribbean Rum Cask. So I can tell you that in Ontario right now, you can purchase this at the LCBO. It is available still, and it's about 120 bucks. I got this not in province. I got this out of province, and I paid about 100 bucks, I think, for this. Maybe $109. I can't really remember. Maybe say $110 I paid for this. But that was with shipping. And at 120 bucks, I think it's very good. Is it better than the Lagavulin 8-year-old? Craft presentation wise, I would say no. Flavor profile and kind of celebrity tie-in and coolness, and really flavors that really cry to me. I would say I'd put this above the 8-year-old. I would also put this above the 16-year-old for me. I think that 46% really jumps it up and makes it much more palatable. And I wish they would do that with the 16-year-old, but I guess if they did that, then they would just kind of have this, and they wouldn't be able to release it annually. But anyways, I think if you take into account that the 8-year-old sits around 110 bucks, 115 bucks, and then you get this for 120, and I think the 16-year-old somewhere in the vicinity of like 160 still. This is definitely worth your attention, worth picking up if you can get it, and I think you'll really enjoy it, just because it's got those bourbon notes, those sherry notes, and then it has this nice kind of rum finish to it that, I think, there's a place for that rum finish somewhere in Scotch whiskey, and I think they don't play it too often. When they do play it, I find sometimes that, they get it a little bit wrong. The Glenlivet Caribbean Rum Cask finish was a little overly sweet, but, again, it's 40% ABV. This is 46, and done at a decent, and done with a decent distillery with some nice smoky notes to it there, some nice peatiness, and it's a great dram. And I definitely would, if I were you, I would definitely go out and grab it while you still can. I was talking to my buddy on the weekend. We were having a dram of this over at the lake, and I told him this is probably be one of the bottles I actually grab a second one of, just so I can have it. And even if I don't drink in the winter, I'm definitely gonna still have it for the summertime, next summer, if it lasts that long. But yeah, good little dram. That's my review of the Lagavulin 11 Nick Offerman Edition Caribbean Rum Cask finish. Love to hear from you guys. If you've had some other expressions, again, this is my first one, and I'm really glad I got a chance to try it. What is your favorite Offerman edition? If you have one, would you recommend this one over another one, or would you recommend the Guinness cask or the charred oak over this Caribbean rum cask, I would love to hear from you guys. And if you like what we're doing here at Seaway Whiskey Wire, you guys know that drill. Like and subscribe down below. And don't forget to check me out on Instagram at seawaywhiskywire. Well, guys, if you've hung around this long, I always like to say thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. It's a fun little gig for me. I love coming down here in the basement, getting all the lights turned on, pouring myself a dram, and chatting with you guys in front of the camera. It really breaks up my week. So I'll leave you with that. And Slanja, take care, all the best, and I'll see you around. Go get yourself a bottle of Lagavulin 11 Offerman Edition Caribbean Rum Cask today if you can find it. Cheers. Bye for now.